Good evening. This is All India Radio and I am Valsa Williams with the news at 9. The headlines. Prime Minister Narendra Modi says the population of tigers in India over 2,000, numbers doubled 2 years ahead of the target date. Defence Minister Rajnath Singh welcomes Supreme Court's judgment on Permanent Commission for Women in the Army. A Delhi court issues fresh death warrants for 4 convicts in Nirbhaya case for hanging on 3rd March. Supreme Court appoints senior advocate Sanjay Hegde to talk to Shaheen Bagh protesters about alternate protest site. Wuhan evacuees discharged from ITBP quarantine camp after testing negative for COVID-19. Government to send medical supplies to China to tackle the epidemic. And in sports, India claims 5 silver and 6 bronze medals at the 2020 Asian Youth and Junior Weightlifting Championships in Uzbekistan. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has affirmed India's commitment towards the conservation of migratory species. He said, under the COP presidency, India will take the conservation of migratory birds to a new paradigm with active cooperation of all the Central Asian flyway range countries. He was speaking after inaugurating the 13th Conference of Parties, COP, of the Convention on the Conservation of Migratory Species of Wild Animals at Mahatma Mandir in Gandhinagar through video conferencing.
With a view to conserve the birds along the Central Asian flyway and their habitats, India has prepared a national action plan for conservation of migratory birds along the Central Asian flyway. India would be happy to facilitate preparations of action plan for other countries in this regard. We are keen to take the conservation of migratory birds to a new paradigm with active cooperation of all the Central Asian flyway range countries.
The Prime Minister asserted that focused species conservation programs have shown encouraging results. He said India has achieved its target of doubling the number of tigers before the committed date of 2022.
India has initiated focused species conservation project program. These have shown great results. The number of tiger reserves has increased from 9 since its formative years to 50 at present. At present, India has the distinction of having a population of almost 2,970 tigers. India has achieved its target of doubling the number of tigers 2 years before the committed date of 2022.
The Prime Minister called upon tiger range countries present at the conference to come together to strengthen tiger conservation through sharing of benchmarking practices. He also spoke on initiatives taken by India for conservation of Asian elephants. Prime Minister Modi said that India has been championing climate action based on the values of conservation, sustainable lifestyle and green development model. India today assumed the COP presidency for the next 3 years with a focus on collaborative approach to tackle biodiversity issues. Assuming the presidency, Union Environment Minister Prakash Javadekar said CMS is very important to India and is at an exciting moment of development, and that COP in the country will mark the start of focused attention to migratory species and their habitats. AIR correspondent reports that the representatives of around 230 countries participated in the conference.
Week-long conference will address the emerging threats for migratory birds like light pollution, plastic pollution, and the impact of railways and roads. 10 new species are expected to be added for protection under CMS, which include Asian elephant and Great Indian Bustard, which is a mascot of COP13. Also, concerted action with targeted conservation plans are proposed for 14 species. Mr. Javadekar today held various bilateral talks on the sidelines of the conference. Internationally renowned conservationist Ian Redmond, award-winning explorer and environmentalist Sacha Dench, and Indian actor Randeep Hooda were named as CMS brand ambassadors for migratory species until 2023. Aparna Khun, AR News, Gandhinagar.
The Apex Court today directed the Centre to grant permanent commission to all women officers in the Army who opt for it within 3 months. It said there will not be any bar on giving them command postings. A bench headed by Justice D.Y. Chandrachud rejected the centre's argument of physiological limitations and social norms for denying them permanent commission and command postings, saying it is disturbing. The court also observed that women officers will be eligible for command posts and that barring women in the army from such posts was irrational and against the right to equality. The bench said women officers in the past have brought laurels to the country. The bench added a change of mindset is required on the part of the government to put an end to the gender bias in the armed forces. Defence Minister Rajnath Singh has welcomed the Supreme Court's judgment on permanent commission for women in the army. Mr. Singh today said Prime Minister Narendra Modi has supported the idea of permanent commission for women and announced the change in policy in his Independence Day speech in 2018. He said the government is working to strengthen the Sri Shakti in the armed forces and is committed to move forward in this direction. BJP and Congress have welcomed the Supreme Court's decision of granting permanent commission to women in the army. Chief of Defence Staff General Bipin Rawat today said there are plans to create a peninsular command with the Navy's Eastern and Western Command under it. Talking to a news agency in New Delhi today, General Rawat said India is looking at setting up 2 to 5 theatre commands. He said Air Defence Command will be rolled out by the beginning of next year and Peninsular Command will be rolled out soon. He also said that India may have a separate Jammu and Kashmir theatre, but the shape would be finalised later. He added that India is also working on separate joint commands for logistics and training. The Supreme Court today said that people have a fundamental right to protest peacefully and lawfully, but blocking public roads is a matter of concern as it might lead to chaotic situation. It stressed that there has to be a balancing factor. The court was hearing pleas over the roadblocks due to the ongoing protests at Shaheen Bagh in Delhi against the Citizenship Amendment Act. A bench comprising Justices S.K. Kaul and K.M. Joseph said democracy works on expressing views, but there are lines and boundaries for it. The top court asked senior advocate Sanjay Hegde to play a constructive role as an interlocutor to persuade the protesters to move to an alternative site. It said he can take assistance of advocate Sadhana Ramachandran and former Chief Information Commissioner Wajahat Habibullah for talking to the protesters. A Delhi court today issued a fresh date for execution of death warrants against 4 death row convicts in the Nirbhaya gang rape and murder case for the 3rd of March at 6 a.m. Additional Sessions Judge Dharmendra Rana issued fresh warrants against death row convicts Mukesh Kumar Singh, Pawan Gupta, Vinay Kumar Sharma and Akshay Kumar. The court was hearing applications by Nirbhaya's parents and the Delhi government seeking fresh death warrants for the convicts. This comes after the Supreme Court granted liberty to the authorities to approach the trial court for issuance of a fresh date. This is All India Radio giving you the news. For quick news updates, visit our News on AIR app and follow us on Twitter at AIR News Alerts. You can also visit our website www.newsonair.com. The ambitious Soil Health Card scheme is completing 5 years tomorrow. The scheme was launched in 2015 to assess the nutrient status of every farm holding in the country. The objectives of the scheme are to issue soil health cards to farmers every 2 years so as to provide a basis to address nutritional deficiencies in fertilization practices. Soil Health Card provides information to farmers on nutrient status of their soil along with recommendation on appropriate dosage of nutrients to be applied for improving soil health and its fertility. From 2015 to 2017, over 10 crore soil health cards were distributed to farmers in the first phase. In the second phase, over 11 crore cards have been distributed to farmers across the country. In his Mann Ki Baat program on the 26th of November 2017, Prime Minister Narendra Modi had said that he is very glad to see that farmers are receiving benefits by using the card.
मुझे ये देखकर काफी खुशी है कि मेरे किसान भाई सॉइल हेल्थ कार्ड, मृदा स्वास्थ्य कार्ड में दी गई सलाह पर अमल करने के लिए आगे आए हैं और जैसे जैसे परिणाम मिल रहे हैं उनका उत्साह भी बढ़ता जा रहा है और अब किसान को भी लग रहा है कि अगर फसल की चिंता करनी है तो पहले धरती माँ का ख्याल रखना होगा और अगर धरती माँ का हम ख्याल रखेंगे तो धरती माँ हम सबका ख्याल रखेगी.
Our correspondent spoke to Dr. Ashok Patra, Director, Indian Institute of Soil Science, on the benefits of Soil Health Card scheme.
We need to apply balanced fertilizers. That means nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium in balanced proportion, as well as micronutrients, very, very important. Also, we need to apply organic manures. Organic manure is very, very important for the living organisms in the soil. So this is very important. If we manage the nutrients, water and good seed, automatically the productions from the same piece of land will be more, and that will increase the farmer's income.
People who were quarantined at ITBP facility Chawla in New Delhi have started dispersing after being found negative in the COVID-19 test. It is expected that about 200 people, including 7 Maldivians, may leave for their destination by tonight. It is also expected that all the inmates may be released by tomorrow evening. Health Minister Dr. Harshvardhan visited the ITBP facility this afternoon and met the people and team of ITBP doctors and staff taking care of the group. Earlier, the ITBP started release of the quarantined people. All the people, including 192 women and 204 men, were given conveyance till the drop points as per requirements. The Government of India will be sending a consignment of medical supplies on board a relief flight to Wuhan later this week to aid and assist China in its efforts against the COVID-19 epidemic. The Indian Embassy in Beijing has said that on its return, the flight will have some limited capacity to take on board Indian nationals wishing to return to India from Wuhan, Hubei province. Many Indian nationals currently in the province and wishing to return to India have already been in touch with the Indian Embassy in the past 2 weeks. The Indian Embassy has also urged all Indian nationals from Wuhan, Hubei province who intend to avail this flight for India and have not yet contacted at EOI Beijing to urgently call the hotlines 008618618610952903 and 00861861208362 or send email to helpdesk at .beijing@mea.gov.in. Now we move on to our segment of Ek Bharat, Shresht Bharat. Under the Ek Bharat, Shresht Bharat campaign, various programs are being conducted in Kerala with its paired state of Himachal Pradesh. An interstate youth exchange program organized by the Nehru Yuva Kendra, Kerala zone, just concluded in Kozhikode district of the state.
In the 15 days camp, 50 youth from Himachal Pradesh and 50 from Kerala participated. They toured to various parts of Kerala of historical and cultural significance. They met many renowned personalities from diverse areas. Cultural programs and food festivals were held, highlighting the culture, heritage, lifestyle and food habits of both the states. Meanwhile, the students of Navodaya Vidyalayas across the state are involved in various cultural exchange programs with students of Himachal Pradesh. Mayusha for AR News from Thiruvananthapuram.
On to sports, India claimed 5 silver and 6 bronze medals at the ongoing 2020 Asian Youth and Junior Weightlifting Championships in Tashkent, Uzbekistan. In the 45 kg category, KVL Pavani Kumari won silver medals in both youth, girls and junior women section, while Siddhanta Gogoi claimed silver in youth, boys and junior men events in the 61 kg category after lifting a total of 145 and 269 kilograms. Mukunda Hare in 49 kg then clinched a silver in the youth boys category with a lift of 189 kilograms. In the 45 kg category, Harshada Gaud clinched 2 bronze medals with a lift of 139 kgs in youth, girls and junior women events. And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Prime Minister Narendra Modi says the population of tigers in India over 2,000. Numbers doubled 2 years ahead of the target date. Defence Minister Rajnath Singh welcomes Supreme Court's judgment on Permanent Commission for Women in the Army. A Delhi court issues fresh death warrants for 4 convicts in Nirbhaya case for hanging on 3rd March. Supreme Court appoints senior advocate Sanjay Hegde to talk to Shaheen Bagh protesters about alternate protest site. Wuhan evacuees discharged from ITBP quarantine camp after testing negative in COVID-19. Government to send medical supplies to China to tackle the epidemic. And in sports, India claims 5 silver, 6 bronze medals at 2020 Asian Youth and Junior Weightlifting Championships in Uzbekistan. And that is all in the news at 9. Good night.